This podcast is for the short story The Pedestrian by Ray Bradbury. And obviously this is a very short story, and there's really only one part of it that some students find confusing. And if you can turn to the back side, the second half of the story, the conversation between the car and Leonard Mead is confusing to some because they wonder what he's being arrested for. And that's essentially the point of the story. So if you miss that, then you miss what this world of the future, according to Bradbury, is like. And I think that what leads to that is the failure to understand that an intellectual historian named Gore Vidal said that Hollywood and politics have a symbiotic relationship in that they benefit from one another and they both deal with fantasies, and that perhaps the best way for any kind of power center to control people and to make them not care about things that are important or to entertain them. And when you think about the Romans and the purpose for a Colosseum, to build an incredible structure that was completely funded by the government, also the actual entertainment would be extremely costly, all of this for free to entertain the people, to keep them happy and to distract them from the basic things, the important things that they should be caring about their rights, about how they're treated, about their role in society. And if we look at television as being the modern day example of that, despite the fact that television is free, quote unquote, meaning that it is not controlled by the government as, say, it would in a communist society or in a society in which the government has a much greater role. It still doesn't mean that it's not used as essentially a device to control people. And that's just simply the way that it works, that people today often are obviously more concerned about American Idol or some show or whatever it is than they are with voting, and as they are with paying any kind of attention to politics. And here, getting back to the story, his being asked by the automated police car why he's walking, why he's doing something that does not conform to what everyone else is doing, which is essentially just, being brainwashed by television and watching it and being entertained by it. It's unable to even understand. He doesn't understand his profession, that he's a writer. Why is there any need for writing anymore? There isn't. It doesn't understand how he hasn't conformed and gotten married. It doesn't understand how he's walking, why he's walking. Why would you do that? Don't you have a television in your house? Isn't it operational? And essentially, that's why he's arrested, for free thinking, for, as they describe it, doing things that are regressive, a regressive tendency, and going backwards. Why would you walk when you have a car? Why would you read when you have a television? Why? And so I think that overall, of course, is an extreme example. It's an allegorical story, show the world that, it's not necessarily saying that it will be like this, but it points out that moving in a direction where reading and walking and so on are not things that are important anymore, not things that we do. So that's it for the story.